Hi peeps, welcome back. I'm Zen and this is the first in the Python series. In this video we are going to be looking at how to set up our workstation so that we can use, well, Python in Visual Studio Code. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, because I am such a nice guy, if you're using my ZenPen system, the portable apps pen drive, which you can download for free, and if you're not sure, have a look at the original ZenPen videos at the start. You can actually run Python within Visual Studio Code because I've set it up, done all the hard work for you. But there are a few changes that you need to do in order not just to code with Python in Visual Studio Code, but to actually run it as well. You see, as we are at the moment, and we're in the learning folder, if we go to the terminal, which is where we would run it, we go to new terminal here, and you see it automatically opens up a PowerShell, okay, which is the Microsoft version of like a powerful terminal. And so this is basically, it's using the main computer's resources. It's not really relying on the pen drive. And now this computer does not actually have Python installed. And we can see this by typing in, it would help if I can spell, type in Python space 2 hyphens or dashes and type in the word version, press enter, and you can see nothing happens. And that is because it does know that Python is a program, it has no reference to it, and you just can't run Python. But you can. So how do we do it? Well, all we actually need to do is to open up the folder with the instructions in it and make sure that that is visible within this directory, the Explorer area. So we go to File and Open Folder. Now, I know I've got more folders here than you. That's just because I've done more stuff than you. But when you first downloaded and extracted the pen drive, inside the sites folder, you'd have found this .vs code, and then there would have just been a learning and a project one. And if you remember, I told you that you should go into the learning, select that folder, and then just work into it, which is what we can actually see on this left-hand side. However, to do Python, we actually need to have the sites folder selected because it includes the .vs code. So then we do select folder. I say the reason for that, get rid of that, I'll close that for a moment, and the reason for that is because inside this .vs code is a settings file which I wrote for you guys, and essentially, as you can see, it all basically refers, or a lot of it refers to using Python, okay, and the other part is using the commander version of the terminal. And the reason why I've done that is that it makes it easier for us to see whether or not we're actually using this setup or your PC setup. And with this open, okay, and when I say open, I just mean that it's available here. Okay, you know, we can have one of these folders open and be working in here. In fact, that's what we're going to do in a moment. We'll be opening up a folder for this to work. But now with that in there, and we open up terminal, you can see it's gone to CMD and we get this alpha here. Okay, was it lambda? Can't remember anymore. And you can also see we've gone green text. But this symbol here tells us we're using the commander terminal, which I had installed on the pen drive through Larigon. And it should mean that the settings that we've got in here will actually run. And now we can test that by typing in the word Python space _ version, and it tells us we've got 3.61 installed. Now, another advantage of this is that if you decide that you actually want to have Python installed on your computer, you could put in a completely different version of Python. As we know, there are still a lot of places that are still using Python version 2. So you could have Python version 2 on your computer, Python version 3 using on your pen drive, and the two will not interact with each other. In fact, to be fair, you can actually have multiple versions of Pythons on the pen drive, and I might do a video on that if people ask for it. But now we've got Python working. However, I do need to make this bit clear. This will probably only work whilst you are working from your home computer and that you have admin rights to do so. Okay, because in order for this code to run properly, you actually need to have admin rights for this to be able to do the changes on your system to allow this to happen. So if you start getting errors and stuff like that, it probably means that you don't have the right admin rights to do so. And when you're in college or in your school, you will probably find that this method will not work. Now, that's not such a big issue. It just means that even though you can still edit your Python files inside Visual Studio Code, you just can't run them. Okay, and that is really the only difference in it. This way, we can have our file open up here and we can be running with it, save it, and then we can come down here and run the file and it'll work perfectly. And apart from actually, putting in a file, running it, that is actually the end of this video. It's a very simple one, but it's very important to understand what happened and why. And if you can't get this working, then again, as usual, make comments below, contact me, let me see if I can help you. I may be able to, I may not be able to, okay? Worst case scenario, you can always, like I said, install Python onto your system and use idle as the editor, okay? And in the next video, I'll show you how to still edit a code using Visual Studio Code, but running it in idle, and also how to run a file in Python in this setup. So that's the end of this video. Like I said before, please put your comments below, ask me questions if you need to. You know what all those other buttons do. I'll see you in the next video. This is Sen, signing out.